Alright, so this video is both to kick off Phase 3, my early access style library, and to show one of the new capabilities. There's actually a ton more new capabilities. I've done a few videos so far. I actually have to do a few more demos and explanations and stuff. But I decided the library is pretty much ready, so I am making Phase 3 available for all my early access patrons. So this is one of the new capabilities, but there are many more that don't have demos yet. So if you are early access and you go into the library, just start exploring. I've added thousands of new capabilities, tons of customization. There's a lot of new features. As I get these demos shot, I will add to the top of the library. But this video is also to introduce True Intentions, which is a brand new blade builder style. And there's actually multiple versions of it, but it's for a number of different uses. But let me introduce, this is the first one. So this one is called True Intentions, but this is an internal conflict. So what this blade style is actually two blade styles you do in Blade Builder. This one has a blue kind of a pulse and then an unstable pulse in green. And the internal conflict version has these two battling it out on the saber. Now the big thing with True Intentions is that it's actually a reveal blade. So what it is you're going to pick two styles. It could be any styles you want, any colors you want, and there's multiple ways that we combine them. So this again is internal struggle, and they will show on your main blade, but then depending on what the reveal control is, when I do a control, I'll actually reveal what the true intention of this style is. And it can be either of it will end up being either of the two, but essentially when you build it, it's your zero style. So your default style is what your true intention is. So this mixes those two styles you've selected to kind of camouflage your true intentions. But when you do whatever the reveal control is, and I'll have a demo video of how they get built, which will kind of explain it a little more. So this one uses special abilities, which also means it's going to use the alt font capability. So when I do special ability, I've set it for 1, my true intention of this blade style will overtake it and the sounds will change. So right now it could be either the blue or the green. Now I know because I built the style, but the idea is you kind of have both conflicting with each other. So you'll see the green will overtake the blue will overtake the green. But let's do the reveal. So the reveal on this is a special ability 1 control. And there's a sound effect that went pretty quick. But now my true intention is the blue blade that was in there. So True Intentions mixes those two versions, but only one is true. So when you do your special ability, in this case, it activates the main blade. Now this reveal concept obviously works to a lot of different things. So I've got a lot of different versions and variations. So let's take a peek at another. This is kind of another True Intentions. This is called the wave.
Light.
So now this one creates a wave of the two styles I've built. Now one is the default, which is the True Intention, style 0. The other one is just a second one that's mixed in. And this one creates a wave. Now with the waves, you can do a ton of customization. The size of the wave, the speed of it, and the direction. So there's a lot of customization on top of it. But this has a red effect, and I think it's kind of a pulse effect. And then a yellow, I think it's one of the power waves or the power surges. But again, it's mixing the two in a wave that, in this case, runs up the blade at a fixed speed. But then when I do my reveal control, I'm going to end up with my true intention appearing. And again, there's a sound effect also. This uses, now because it's special ability, it uses alt font, so the font will also change. And you can use alt change as your sound effect for when you switch. So in this case, the yellow blade was the blade that I actually set up as my true intention. So now it started with both mixed together and a different alt font, and now this is the true intention. And then this last one, this is kind of a pretty obvious use of this, but I didn't want to just have this as a single use thing. So gender reveals I've seen all over the place. I know other people have done them. But with the true intention reveal, you can have it be whatever you want. Now, this one I set up, obviously, as a gender reveal blade. So you'd set up one style in pink and one style in blue. And then you can set up how it's combined. Now, this one I also used internal conflict for, but there's other versions. There's a rotate, there's an erratic. There's a few other versions, and there's more coming. But so this one has blue and pink. So, and it's got an internal conflict. So pink's overtaking blue, blue's overtaking pink, and this will run until you want to reveal. So the idea behind all these styles is that instead of it being a timed change, or instead of it being something that you have to sit around and wait for, when the time comes to actually reveal your true intention, or in this case, your gender reveal, you'll do whatever the reveal control is, and it will do it. Now, you can also, part of these styles is you can set the transitions, which means how it changes from this kind of version of both into the single true intention. So this one has a cycle up effect, which looks pretty cool, and I've stretched it out. And then on top of it, because we have a sound effect for the change, and again, this is also using alt font and special abilities, I kind of threw in a fun little dig into the alt change sound. So when I do my special ability on this one to reveal the true gender, it's going to actually have a special sound effect set up for it, and it can be whatever you want. And again, it has an alternate font, so what will happen is when you make the switch with special ability, it'll also change the sound effect. So I purposely made it a kind of an unstable one for the conflict between these two, but let's do the reveal. And again, style 0 is always the true intention, or the revealed style. So here we go, and this is going to use a cycle up transition. And that cycle up kind of changes it piece by piece up the blade in a cycle. And then here's your reveal. So, and I threw in a little special sound effect for that change. So you can use the true intentions to be a gender reveal. Now, also the other thing is, all these styles are editable, so you can also build it out for your single use of a gender reveal. But then if you really like the style you built, but maybe you don't love the colors, you don't love the speeds, etc., you can also go into edit mode and make your changes. But so true intentions, there's a lot of options already built in there. There's a lot of customization built in, but there's actually more coming. But it's going to be in the Blade Builder, so it's part of the dual phase, multi-phase, interactive. Basically, that section, the Blade Builder section, is growing so much that there's going to be a ton of new options in there. And the idea is to really let you build and customize a unique style for your saber that no one else has. So there's a ton more coming. But I did want to roll this out. I wanted to introduce True Intentions. I do have a demo video of how to build these styles and kind of explain the controls available, so that'll be added right after this, so stick around. There's a ton more coming, but definitely if you're one of my early access patrons, definitely jump into phase 3 and check it out and explore all over the place. There is a lot of stuff in all the menus and all the options and all the styles, so hope you enjoy.
All right, so this is a demo of one of the new capabilities, phase 3. There's actually so many, and there's actually technically so many options within all these capabilities. I'm not going to demo everything, but I want to kind of give an overview of some of the new style capabilities that are built into phase 3. But it's really going to be up to you to go and explore, because I've built in more options than I can count. And I'd be shooting demo videos forever trying to get this done. But one of the new ones coming out with phase 3's launch is what I'm calling True Intentions. And the idea behind True Intentions is it's 2 blade styles that you can set up, with one being who your real true intention is. And the purpose for this is multi-use. So you can use this just as a cool style that you build up, and then you can reveal yourself. You can set up a Jedi and assist style. You can set up a gray Jedi, whatever. You can set up 2 different colors if you want it. And there's multiple display methods. But then there's going to be a reveal mechanism. And what that does is it allows you to then convert over from being a kind of a mix of 2 different colors or styles into your true intention. This also applies for gender reveal, which is a popular thing among sabers right now. But that's kind of a one-time use thing. The idea behind True Intentions is really that concept, but expanded to multiple uses or something you just want to set up for fun. But I'm going to demo how to set up a few of the options, but there's literally so many that I won't demo all of them. So go in and play around with phase 3 and build out your own. Just one note, and I'm going to repeat this in a lot of videos, this is all a ton of new code. So there's a good chance there's a couple little bugs. I've got most of the ones that I've encountered out of the way, which is why we're going to launch very soon. But if something doesn't work in the library, or if you generate style code and you get an error message when uploading, that's what this link here is for. That's the best way for me to figure out what's going on and get it fixed. I know there's a lot of groups that help and all that, but really almost nobody's going to understand what's going on in the library except for myself, and I'm the only person who can fix it. So if you post in the thread that's linked here on the Crucible, you're going to post either the style code generated that created the error, or if there's an error message the library produces, just put what the error code was, and try to give me as much information in terms of what you were selecting, the options you chose, and then that'll allow me to go figure out what's going on. That said, let's go take a look. So a lot of the new capabilities are going to be in the Build a Style tool. So the Blade Builder has expanded exponentially since it was first introduced, I think, in OS5, because the mechanisms that I have in there allow you to really build kind of your own style. So you're taking a lot of code that has already been developed for other purposes within the library, but repurposing it. And it's also got the most flexibility in terms of setting your options, your controls, your speeds, everything. So I'm putting a lot of the new capabilities into the Blade Builder just to give even more flexibility and kind of more creativity control to each individual user. Today's video will be about the true intentions. It's a reveal style, and we'll kind of go through them. We'll go in, take a look. So, and this will grow. So this is at launch of phase 3. This is what I have already built out. I have a ton more. I just had to kind of draw a line in the sand and say, okay, we've added already, several thousand new options. Let's launch this, and then the rest of them I will develop over time. So there will be more coming. So this is not the end of the list. This is merely the beginning. So we'll go into options here for our blade type, and there you're going to see this list has probably doubled since phase 2. And there's way more coming. But the true intentions group is here. And the true intentions always has a reveal. So what it is you're going to set 2 styles. And they could be a mix of colors. They could be completely different styles. They could be subtle differences. It's really up to you. The 2 styles are going to be blended in some format. So there's a wave format. There's a split inverted. We'll take a look at them. There's internal struggle, which is a brand new one overall. There's a rotate. There's erratic. And there's a lot more coming. You're going to pick your 2 styles. The reveal style, so the style that's your true intention, is always going to be style 0, your default style. So whatever you want to have be your reveal of what your true intention is, you're going to set that as style 0, which we'll show in a second. So we'll start with the split one. And the reveal mechanism is what reveal means. So if you use a color change reveal, in order to change from the combination style of your 2, you're going to use color change. When you do color change, it's going to transition into your true intention. Same thing, you can use the force or special ability. Special ability will use the alt font, so you will also set up alt font, but that allows you to actually have 2 fonts running. So you'll have one font that will run when you have the 2 shown together, and then another font that will run when you reveal your true intention. Now, how you want to set that up is totally up to you. If you don't really want a sound change, but you still want the special ability control, you could just set a simple sound as being the only sound that changes with alt font. And there's a lot more information in the library on how all fonts work. So let's start with peeking here. So we'll do special ability, because that's, to me, I think that's the one that a lot of people are going to gravitate towards. So it's going to tell you if you haven't set up a special ability yet and you choose a special ability style, you do have to choose which special ability triggers it. So we'll do that right now just so we can. So special abilities are right here. And anytime it's a special ability change, like reveal or phase, it would be one of these. So I'm just going to set at least one. You can set any ones you want. So you can make it any of the special ability controls. There's a lot more information on those. But you have to set at least one to include a phase control when you're using Blade Builder with special ability. And that's just because the special abilities are meant to be whatever you want them to be. But if you choose a style that requires at least one special ability, you do have to set it. So as you can see here, this is a split. So the split, you can control how the blur works, which is just how much there's a blend in the middle of them. So if you want it to be like a really hard blend, you can do here. But this is a 50-50 split in terms of your 2 styles. Those 2 styles are controlled right down here. So I've got a hyper-responsive rotoscope in base color, which is blue. That's this half. And then I've got my unstable rage, which is pretty obvious, and that's in alt color, which is set to green. You can set your colors. So these colors, as you know, are going to be your editable colors. So you can edit them in edit mode, in ProffieOS Workbench, or via style arguments, which would be in my config tool. So you can always change these up, but your 0 style is what gets revealed. That's your true intention. So in this case, this is a simple one. It's the default one. When I do special ability 1, I'm going to get a transition from this split style into my true intention. Now, the transition, there's a lot of new transitions and controls in here. So if you want, you can have it do something different. So let's do like a cycle up, and let's make that transition a little bit longer, because the cycle up usually looks better when it's stretched out. And now what will happen is I'll do my true intention special ability, which I set for 1. And you'll see instead the transition is going to be over time with that cycle up, which kind of blinks over. All right. Or you could do any of these other options. So play around with what you like. Now, say we wanted to do gender reveal. What I'll do is instead, and this is totally based on what you're going to want, we'll keep blue, but we'll set our alt color to a pink. So, and you could choose any color. Obviously, you can go in and blend if you want kind of a more of a pink. So if we click on here, we'll go maybe a little pinker. So you can pick any style you want. It might be a little bright, so we'll deepen it. But you get the point. And then you can change up how it looks. So choose any of the styles you want. So I've got kind of more of a subtle there. Can go for fire, do a slow fire. Maybe a random pulse will look better. But you get the point. So we'll mix 2 different styles. So we'll do something else with a little bit of a pulse to it. So I have 2 competing styles. And then when I want to reveal, so in this case, this is my reveal will be the blue. So you have your 2 going, and we'll do special ability 1, and it'll reveal out using the cycle up to be blue. Now, if you want, you can also, there's a number of other ones. So in terms of, let's go through the individual ones. So wave, that's going to be a stripe, and we'll keep it at special ability. So what we're getting here, and you can change your width of your stripes if you want them to be bigger, if you want them to be tighter. You can slow it down a little bit. Oops, that's speeding it up. Sorry. Negative on speed, the note here, speeds it up in the opposite direction. So if you want it to go this way, it's a negative number. If you want it to go this way, it's a positive. So if I go out here, you'll see that's probably too fast. It might be easier to type here because there's a lot of options. So if I go a positive number, slow it down even more. So you'll see the stripes are moving in this direction, but if I change it to a negative, you'll see them go in this direction. So just so you know, you can adjust either way. But so this is a wave or a stripe mechanism, and then if you change the width of the stripes, you'll see it tightens up a little bit. But you can have that, and then again, when we do our special ability, we're going to reveal which is the real one. All right, and then let's say you want to, there's also in terms of, we have a split, we have internal struggle, which is one of the ones I like. So internal struggle is what it sounds like. It's actually a battle between your 2 options. So pink's going to overtake a little while, blue's going to overtake a little while. You can still set your blur, but then when you go and do your reveal, you'll get your true color. And the timing is set here. So if you want to transition it really slowly and really build up to it, you can. If you want to have it just be a quick change when you click the button, you would just change your transition time. And then we can convert back. And then we've got the inverted versions just flip. So typically anything that's kind of a split option, so internal struggle or split, it's going to put 0 here and 1 here in terms of your selected styles. But if you don't want it to be obvious or a giveaway, you can use the inverted. So if I invert my internal struggle, so if I do internal struggle inverted, it just flips them. So it puts your 1 here and your 0 here. Again, 0 is always going to be the reveal one. So if you know what your gender is in this case, you would set that. Now, if we don't want to do gender reveal, let's do like a Sith versus Jedi. And we've been using blue for a while. Let's get a green in there. So you can have that kind of option. And again, this is inverted. So my base color is controlled here. And then that's going to be my reveal one. And let's take a look at a few. You can choose. There's so many obvious styles we can choose. Let's do some different ones. So we have kind of an update. Do maybe a rolling pulse. That might look a little better. And then again, we'll do our reveal. And we'll get our true intention, which in this case is going to be the green base color. So you can just set up anything. And there's a lot of options, a lot of controls. There's different transitions. So if we want to do like an alternate white, What that means is when we do our first reveal, our special ability first time, it's going to wipe in one direction. And then when we do our second, it will reverse it. So we'll go this time, what'll happen is it'll reveal this way. And then when we go back, it's going to reveal this way. So that's what alternate means. So you're going to see the reveal this way. And then if I do it the other way, it's going to take its time, but it's going to reveal that direction. Now, because internal struggle is changing the location of which one's winning, that with the wipe sometimes looks a little weird. So you can probably go more with a fade. But just play around because you're going to have just complete control over what it ends up looking like. And of course, if you wanted to flip it and you wanted your true reveal to be red and let's go with like a gold. So now what'll happen, my true reveal, my true intention is going to be style 0. So that's in red and that's the style there. So now when I do it, I'll end up with my Sith side. So this is all controllable. There's so many options built in there. And like I said, there's a lot more. And you can really tweak everything out with your transitions, with your split blur, depending on what option you choose. We've also got like an erratic, a rotate. So rotate here, if we do like rotate, what's going to happen is it's going to go in and out of both styles. So it's just going to keep going back and forth. And again, for those who are here for the version that has the, let's do a reveal to be pink. And we'll do different blue. So what'll happen here now is we're going to go on the rotate. It's going to go back and forth. And you can actually choose your rotate speed. So if you want it to change a lot faster, it'll go in and out faster. And then again, when you want to get your reveal, you'll just do your special ability. Or again, if you chose color change or force, it's going to go that way. But all of this is set up and controlled, and there's so many different ways we can have it appear. And there will be more, but there's a lot of capabilities in here in terms of setting up two styles that have some kind of working relationship with each other, but only one is your true intention, and that one will be revealed when you do the mechanism. So instead of having to like build out like some specifically timed change, you actually control when that reveal comes. And that's, again, not just for gender reveal. It's for if you want to do Jedi Sith, if you want to do blue and green, if you want to do any two colors or any two styles overall, you can then have them appear on the saber at the same time. And then when you are ready, you use your reveal mechanism and it converts to the true intention. So this is, again, there's way more options than I'm going to demo here, but this is a brand new capability in Phase 3. So definitely check it out, play around, set up however you want. And there's a lot more coming. As I have the time, I'm going to do more demos on all the new capabilities. Again, but even what I demo is literally just the tip of an iceberg of what's actually built into the new tools for Phase 3. So hope you enjoy.